I don't know, man.
We are in a shed. It's cricket somewhere, either outside
or in here.
Welcome back to the Shed Podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Frank.
And hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. I know we did. Not really.
No, we didn't. He is absolutely lying about that one.
Just bullshitted you. We didn't. We worked on a car trying to get it ready for a show this weekend. So
and half the week. So
yeah.
We're actually hitting this week a little early. This is a Wednesday, but somebody we know of's got a trip planned this week. So he's going to be out of town the rest of the week through the weekend.
Yeah, so I figure we'd go ahead and knock out the podcast early. We'll still post it. You'll still see it this Friday. But
yeah.
I guess first off, let's tell everybody the absolute shit show that went down.
We have called this week.
Actually, yeah, I guess really starting Sunday, right? Or was it Monday?
It was actually
Monday.
just Monday and Tuesday,
Good
but God, if it didn't feel like a couple of days.
Yeah, so...
Been said in like a 3-day span, there might be 8 to 10 hours sleep between the two of us.
So... My cousin, Jeremy Farmer from Farmer's Paint Body, painted some panels for me for the engine bay for my 1963 Nova. He also shaved the trunk deck lid and repainted it. So we went and picked that up, and I don't know. I just felt like something wasn't going to go as planned.
I mean, that car hates car shows, so of course not.
The car hates car shows. I don't understand, but anywho, we got the panels back here to the house. We got the trunk deck put on.
Well, almost.
Yep, some studs broke. I wouldn't say studs. Actual bolts broke.
Let's see. There were 4 bolts, one of which broke.
Yeah.
2 of which
stripped the nuts out.
The nuts started spinning inside the trunk. One of them kind of held up a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 1 out of 4 ain't horrible.
It's not what we was kind of going for, but we got that all taken care of.
Like
that
setting the trunk on, throwing a couple bolts in, went from a 20, 30-second job to a 2-hour job really quick. We had to drill them, retap them. It was a mess.
Yep. So that took up the whole night. We got the panels. I mean, you might as well say Tuesday morning, started working on them.
Yeah, I mean, by the time we dealt with the trunk and the latch and everything else that night.
Yeah, the latch was another thing. So the latch, put the latch in, the latch wouldn't...
Turn a key, it'd no unlatch.
Would not unlock.
So had to drill it out, put a new latch in.
Yeah. So a Camaro...
A 69 Camaro latch.
67, 68, 69 Camaro will fit a Nova if anybody's asking.
Yeah.
Especially first gen. I know this for a fact. So we got the new latch put in. Started working on the panels on Tuesday morning. We decided we was just going to go and take it and drop it off at Rodrun on Wednesday. But as we started working on it Tuesday morning, we just kind of said, screw it.
We got done about 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Done as much as was going to be done anyways.
Got it done.
So we decided, what, screw it. Throw it in the trailer. We'll run it down there and go ahead and get done with it. Fought the rain and the weather and the wind the entire way.
Stopped at a gas station, found out the tires on the box trailer.
Was just a little low.
It is a little low.
Only about 10 pounds a piece.
And a little bit dry roddy. So I got some buddies that lives down there, and kept trailer at his place instead of bringing it back and then taking it down and then bringing the car and the trailer and everything back.
But mind you, while we was there at that very large truck stop, we did not get DEF or fuel. So that we run close on that one. Yes. We end up having to stop. And just so you know, if you buy it by the gallon at a gas station on the side of the road, DEF's going to run you roughly $30 a gallon. Not the $3-4 it does at a truck stop.
Yeah, but sometimes you just got to have it.
Yeah, like that day.
Like what we had. Yeah. So I guess we finally got there. it was going to start raining around 5. We pulled in about 4.
About 4:45.
Yeah, I was going to say about 4:40 or so. And getting ready to start unstrapping and everything. It's thundering. It's getting ready to come a downpour.
So we start rushing. We get it unstrapped. Drop the door. Chad jumps in. Nothing.
It will not start. It's trying to.
Yeah, it's spinning like crazy. It's
The
just
starter is just free spinning.
like I hear a click and woo, woo.
So, yeah, the starter wasn't engaging. We had some friends, Michael Small and Frank Whitaker, come by. Just trying to get something lined out for us to just try to take it into the show and drop it.
Show wasn't having that happen.
The show has certain rules, which I respect. I get. Actually, I like it a lot, actually. The car has to be running and driving to get inside the show.
It has to pull in the building under its own power, which...
And I like that because I went to car shows before and, like...
If you know that car ain't done.
No, that car's not done at all. It's a beautiful car, but it ain't got no oil in it. It ain't...
Yeah.
A lot of your wiring's not there. There's no wiring. So, I mean, I respect that. I get it.
We wrestled with it for a little bit. Fall ended up...
It started pouring the rain.
It started pouring the rain. Poor Chad. Like, they decided to tell me, yeah, go ahead, pull it inside, you can push it out. So we snake this trailer around a couple of buildings, get up to loading dock, start in, got the doors like, nah, not happening. You're not bringing that in here. So I'm like, awesome. Mind you, this whole time, Chad sitting in the trailer. We've done unstrap the car. So he's in the Nova holding the foot brake so this thing don't roll out the back door. Chad gets a little bit car sick.
Yeah, I've got a bad problem with getting car sick. Just somebody else driving.
Yeah,
Not alone. In a box trailer. Yeah. Pitch black. It's dark. It's hot. It's like 100 degrees in that thing.
And then I don't have room to turn around, so I've got to back out the loading dock, back around the building.
It felt like you hit 14 children or cones. I don't know.
I mean, I didn't see the kids.
You hit something.
But there might have been a cone involved.
Multiple thumps.
But and I didn't hit the cone. I turned it ever so professionally and just kind of nicked the bottom rubber of the cone with a tire.
All I heard was thump. I'm like, oh God, there's ghost. Thump, thump. Oh, it has a body.
Ah, there's a panther in the trailer.
You got somebody. You claimed your first victim.
Oh, it wasn't. But anyway, we got it around.
Yeah, we pecked on the starter, got it,
it wasn't a starter. It was really just a solenoid.
Pecked on the solenoid, that's what it
And
was.
luckily, the way this car is, the solenoid is kind of setting up on the inside of the frame rail, which is fine. You can go from top. Except right before we left, somebody decided to box in the entire engine bay. So you can't get to it from the top. So I'm down there with like a screwdriver and a master lock trying to peck on this thing while he's nice, cranking it. It does look nice. But either way, long story short, finally turned over, got it started.
Yeah.
And by the time we pulled it in, though, the parking lot was soaking wet. Had to redo the wheels, redo half the car.
Got it in there and got it cleaned up. And there wasn't a whole lot of cars there on Tuesday on the setup.
There's a couple nice ones.
But there was some super nice cars. I know I'm beside a Chevelle on one side.
I wonder if that car's original.
I don't know. I didn't get to look at it because I was told we got 20 minutes till we're closing.
Yeah, I mean, this dude was cleaning like he was on crack, I'm telling you.
And then the car on the other side of me was informed that it is a $3 million car build.
I saw that. I got a video of that on the Madison Mountain TikTok. If you'll go look at it, like that car is sick.
That's twin turbo something. I didn't get to look at it that much. I was rushing, but
well, I was bouncing in and out. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even get to look at it that much. I kind of hit that one little video around it, and I was like, I'll look at it later. Later never came, but
I can't. We're going down Thursday morning, super early. I can't wait to see that car, and I just shared on my personal Facebook page. One of the guys that puts on Rodrun just shared some pictures of some stuff set up in there, and man, they've got some beautiful rides. And a couple
that Corvair, man.
first gen vets and stuff. There is a Corvair in there. I was shocked that it happened. Which I like Corvairs. It's
I do
not a
too,
knock,
but not a lot of people
typically you
do.
don't see a Corvair making an inside rod run.
God almighty, that thing was
But it's
like,
beautiful.
I swear it looks like somebody, like it just rolled off the showroom floor.
Oh yeah, it's mint. That thing's bad. So this is our kind of first experience with Rodrun. I've never been. I've always been a Shades of the Past guy myself.
The only thing I've ever had with Rodrun, I got caught day one of Rodrun, I don't know, 7-8 years ago. I was actually leaving on my last day was Rodrun's first day. Like it just kind of shocked me.
Kind of started rolling in.
Yeah, they had just started coming in. I didn't even realize what was going on until after I had left. But it's not Shades.
No, it's it's a whole different kind of crowd. I like Shades for the simple fact that it's just kind of calm, cool, whatever. And I ain't got to experience really Rodrun yet. Where we just went on Tuesday to unload the car and put it inside, but there is a lot of vehicles on the side of the road and stuff for sale. You could tell everything's crowded.
Mm-hmm.
So I know, just like myself, and I know a lot of others that I've talked to, is going down, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. Some of them even on Friday, Friday, Saturday, come back Sunday. So I know it's going to be packed.
What are you most excited for your trip coming up? Like, what are you looking forward to the most?
Like when I go down there?
Yeah.
Man, honestly, just letting the kids have fun. Weird as that is. I've got.
It's so many options there.
I introduced you to the snow tubing place not too long ago when we went to Sparks.
Oh yeah.
I like that. The kids love it. Really, just if that place not busy, just they have fun doing that, and really just kind of, I guess, unwinding before we kind of get going with this new business adventure.
I mean, for us, it's kind of our last laid back week that we're going to have for a while.
It's going to start getting wild after this. So it's just kind of, I guess, calm before the storm, so to speak. To say I'm not excited about going in and seeing all these cars, I'll be lying to you, but mostly, man, I like just kick back at the cabin, have a couple drinks, and hang out with some buddies that's down there and whatever. Just make a long weekend or whatever out of it.
I got you.
I'll go to the show. I'm not one that's going to sit at that show all day and just say, look at me, look at what I brung.
Well, that'd be tough for y'all to do with
all
a couple, 3 kids running around anyways.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But I am going to go to the show probably every day, just for a little bit, just kind of look around and everything else. I'm just kind of excited about, honestly, seeing, too, what everybody's response is to the car. I know it's not anything special. It's not a $1 million car or $3 million car.
It's still a good looking car, though.
But it's a good looking car. It's a good looking driver.
Yeah.
I drive the car. I don't have a sponsor like Billet Specialties. Not knocking anybody. I've got some buddies, honestly, it's sponsored by Billet Specialties and all kinds of other companies. I'm super jealous of that, but
I don't know if I would be.
It'd be nice just somebody say, "Hey,
oh, it'd be nice if somebody
try
was
this
like,
new fuel
hey,
injection.
We're going to send you a couple grand worth of free stuff."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But on the other
out the
hand,
website.
I don't think I'd want to answer to them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's got its good and bads. I don't know. Like I say, it's really a car that I can name 5-6 people, and that's about it. That's helped on this vehicle,
Right.
since really day one. Of course, you've been one of them. It's just kind of cool that we did this in a attached garage to my house.
Mm-hmm.
2-bay garage, a lot of tools that we had to borrow, like plasma cutters and welders and stuff. We've had to borrow. And
I mean,
like we've got it here.
Oh, trust me. No, we don't have it.
No. I don't know. It's just kind of cool that we built something like that. But, I respect the people that's sponsoring the stuff too. I wish I was on that level, but it's not. But,
Yeah, I mean,
I also like to drive mine and have fun with mine too.
I guess it's to each their own kind of thing. Like, it would be cool to, I mean, obviously, if you're dealing with an old car, it'd be cool for somebody to call you up and be like, hey, I've got this company, we do this. I'm going to send you one, put it on your car, and tell everybody about it.
Oh, yeah.
No charge. But on the other hand, like, I know it's probably not going to happen, but if you get down there this weekend and somebody shoots you a stupid offer, or if something rolls up that you're like, I want it, and they're like, let's trade. You don't have to ask anybody. Like, you don't have to, reimburse your sponsors if you get rid of it or anything like that.
No, it's yours. It's your ride. That probably never get rid of that car, but who knows?
Probably not.
I mean, if somebody came up and offered something stupid or,
Just go ahead and make it clear, if he comes home and he's like, guy had a $2.5 million check sitting there and I just couldn't pull the trigger, I'm going to punch him in the mouth. Watch and see.
I mean, you flirt with me a Lincoln Continental with the Suicides convertible on air ride.
How done are we talking? Because that's not out of the realm of possibility.
I don't know.
Like, are we talking just a runner? Are we talking a roller?
I'd like
Are we
it pretty
talking
close to being
fully done?
I like for it to be pretty close to being done, but I like those cars.
You do. You always have.
Yeah, I like them. So, I took you down the strip. Of course, we dropped off the trailer. We was already at the end, so we kind of came up. What was your first initial thoughts of seeing all the cars parked on the side of the road for sale and everything?
Wow, I didn't think they could pack this many C10s in one parking lot.
C10s and OBSs.
And
so for the ones that isn't going to Rodrun this weekend, and you're kind of wondering what's down there.
C10s.
It's C10s,
C10s.
and OBS Chevy trucks.
It's Chevy in general, actually.
Well, there's 80% Chevy.
Yeah, I bet you
20% everything else.
I bet you if somebody actually went through and counted it, what we saw yesterday, I bet you it's 20-1 to any other manufacturer.
I guarantee it. It's a ton of Chevys.
And also, what I would say is what I thought was getting softer as far as the price of square bodies. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting ready to bring up. The prices on the strip.
Like, God almighty. I mean, runners, they're in decent shape. Like, they're not restored, but they're in decent shape. It's like every guy that's got like an 83 square body throws an LS out of a Tahoe in it, and he's like, that's $20,000 car. I need $20,000 for it.
Mm-hmm. No, the prices down there is ridiculous on a lot of stuff. And what's crazy is somebody will actually throw like a real legit price on something, and everybody kind of gets scared of it. Like, oh God,
why is this $10,000 cheaper?
Oh God,
Yeah.
you got this '64 Chevy C10 for $11,000.
What's wrong with it?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What's going on?
I agree.
Is the frame rusted out? Is the motor about to go?
It's like that one we saw this morning. It was an 83 Fleetside C10, flat black primer paint. Mm-hmm. Like nothing crazy. It's V8, but it wasn't an LS.
Yeah, it was $350.
Yeah, the guy was asking $4,800 for it. Mm-hmm. Nothing out of the realm of normal in any other time or place than Rodrun and Pigeon Forge. Mm-hmm. Because the two parked on either side of him in the same shapes, $15,000.
I was gonna say $15,000.
So yeah, I mean, somebody, and honestly, what's going to happen with that truck? I haven't looked back at the post, but I almost guarantee you what happens. Somebody snatched it up today, probably for $4,500 to $4,800, mm-hmm. and before they leave, they'll sell it for $7,000 or $8,000.
Yeah.
Like, it'll never even go back on a trailer before it gets sold again.
They'll take it on down the strip somewhere and
Yep.
clean the windows and reprice that.
Yeah,
and it'll sell.
It will.
Because it wasn't a bad looking truck. They said it was solid. I don't know.
I don't either. Like, it did shock me at how little Ford and Mopar and stuff like that was down there, though.
Yeah, there wasn't hardly any Mopar that we seen for sale down there, but Mopar guys typically keep their stuff.
That's true. Like,
Yes, sir.
that is true.
They hold
I'll
on
give
to
you
them.
that. Well, I mean, let's be honest. Like, it's a little bit harder to get a hold of that Mopar that you're looking for compared to that Chevy or Ford. And Mopar guys are just built different. Like, nothing against them. It's nothing against them, but they're a different breed. Like,
Yeah, they'll hold on to stuff.
They will.
We're super proud of that. That specific brand.
Mm-hmm.
So usually they hold on to those. So that's cool. I think I don't know. I don't know what the deal is on the prices on everything.
You think
Like, I know when we was driving down there.
Rodrun?
Yeah.
Do you think that's what it is? Like the fact that it's kind of like a gas pump out on a side by side trail somewhere. Like the price is a little bit higher just because everything's kind of gathered here at this time.
Well, and I think some of it has to do with, and it's not a knock against any of the cars that's on the strip, because a lot of them is awesome and definitely worth the money. I think a lot of them also watch too much TV.
Okay.
These ones that watch TV and they're like, I got that same truck.
Yeah, it's got to be $8-10 grand.
Yeah. They're getting 70 out of that one. I can at least get 55 out of mine.
Yeah.
You got to think the time and money and effort that went into that vehicle that's rolling across Macomb. It's a lot. It's a lot
Well, it's
better
not just that.
quality.
And even as far as like some of these car build shows go, people need to understand how much BS is in that too.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of money spent that is just too boring to show on that show. Something like weather stripping and stuff like that. That's money.
Wiring. I mean,
Yeah.
the wire is outrageous.
Let me ask you this: do you think they're priced that way because it's a car or truck that these guys are taking down there that they don't necessarily want to sell? This is like I couldn't turn this amount of money down.
I'm sure
but I would rather trade it.
Well, I was going to say, I think a lot of the prices is more of I'll trade it for something.
Yeah,
in that
like
area.
I want to trade it, but on the other hand, if you want to give me twice what it's really worth, I'm more than willing to take it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You probably own something. Like
Because I would venture to say, if somebody kept up with it, deal to deal wise, there's more trades done down there than buying and selling.
I would say there's probably quadruple.
I mean, there might be a little boot exchanged here and there, but I'd say a bunch of it's just trade. I mean, that's what I'd want to do.
It'd be awesome which I know the city and everything would get their hands in it if you did that, but I would like to know the amount of vehicles sold versus amount of vehicles traded.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be kind of a cool statistic. But then, you're going to have people out there.
Oh, yeah. Somebody want their 5%.
Somebody
Well,
wants
no, as a matter of fact, that's Tennessee. That's Pigeon Forge. What is it? 14% tax down there, I think.
It's hard to tell. I mean, I wouldn't be a pass.
Well, they got that tourist tax.
Lord. So you had last week Triple Crown.
Mm-hmm. Heard a little good and bad about it.
Had some. I've had some buddies that went. What have you heard?
I'd heard that there was a couple of people not super thrilled about everything about it. Just certain things said in passing.
Yeah.
But what I have heard from pretty much everybody, there was some killer rides down there.
Yeah, I was talking to a good buddy that and it actually comes to mind. He's won a lot of high-end awards and stuff like that. at different shows, not locally but nationally.
Yeah.
And he went and he said, "Look, if you didn't have a $4 million car, I wouldn't say $4 million. Yeah, I'd probably what it's worth, honestly. After you get it all done, it seems like a stupid amount of money to say that, but
I mean, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot.
it's a lot of money. But maybe over exaggerate a little bit. But if you didn't have a ton of money put into your ride, you're not winning that show.
I can't wrap my head around a multi-million-dollar car.
Well,
like, not a built car, anyways.
The way it was explained to me is there was a lot of cars that say they're worth, $3 million, which sounds.
But what makes it worth that?
Well, that's what I'm trying to think in my head. Like,
I can see if you've got like the original GT40 or that super rare.
I think it brings $1 million or $2 million.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can see those like super rare. You're not going to find another.
Maybe like
one.
What it's worth. To say you put $3 million in there, you'd be
okay. So like
the craziest person in the world on sinking that much money on a depreciating asset.
Like, even if I have this car custom built by one of the tops in the industry, how in God's name do I get to that multi-million-dollar evaluation?
I don't know. I like to get them to do appraisal on mine. That'd be nice. But my car's worth $70,000 now.
I don't get how you get to that price tag.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they come up with these figures and stuff, but I was told that there was a lot of cars, and I seen pictures of a lot of them too, that didn't get like the top 30 or whatever. And my God, but that's when you have Ken Diggett there, you got Bobby Alloway and them putting it on. A bunch of car builders, Chip Foose, and
you're going to have
on.
some stuff coming.
You're going to have a huge draw as far as quality goes.
Yeah. Yep.
But to say quantity wasn't there, I'd be lying because I heard there was about 2,800 cars.
Yeah, that's about the same thing I heard.
Good for
them.
That's a hell of a show for a first year show.
Good for them. But that being said, you're talking 3 or 4 guys that could throw their name on any show and pull, 1,000 cars just because. But it's going to be. I just hope it doesn't turn into, like a novelty show, like people that go just because of the guys that are putting it on.
It's definitely a high-end show. They've showed that now.
Yeah.
It's definitely a high-end show. So congrats to everybody won a trophy at that at that one.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, kudos to them.
Wasn't it didn't Kevin Hart win something?
Kevin Hart won Street Rod of the Year or something. I don't know what it was. Some kind of something of the year. But yeah, Kevin Hart, which a car that was built by Ken Diggett and them. Ken Diggett Designs.
Yeah.
It's nasty. You can't take nothing away from it. They was there, so that's why it won. No, it won because it's nasty.
Yeah, he wasn't there, was he?
No, he wasn't there.
I didn't think so.
And I've seen a lot of people hating on Facebook about it. They posted a picture or whatever. Well, you should have got that thing. Kevin Hart should have been there and drove with his trophy all the way back to, across the West Coast, to the West Coast and everything.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
Why would you take a risk on you just...
on a semi blowing a tire?
Yeah. I'm not risking damaging this car on a cross-country adventure.
People
please 5 people on Facebook.
People can knock on it if they want to. Obviously, I don't think Kevin Hart's coming to Madness next year. But, if we would pull somebody like that, 9 times out of 10, they're going to have a nice car. Why? Because they've got the money to have a nice car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think you can... Just the same way I don't think somebody should win just because who they are, I don't think somebody should not win just because who they are either.
Yeah, you can't
Like,
be at a car show and be like, oh, well, that's Kevin Hart. He's got the money, so we're not giving him a
it's
trophy.
not that big a deal to him.
No, if you deserve
it's
it,
a
you
nice
win.
car.
You deserve it, you win. That's how it is.
Like, it's not his fault that he's got the means to do that with.
And you can't knock him for having it.
I don't know. Like, it's one of them things people want their cake and they want to eat it too. Like, they don't want people to win because of who they are, but they want people to lose because of who they are. And 9 times out of 10, it's just because they're not who they want to be.
Yeah, I mean, I know Kevin Hart ain't watching this, but no damn means.
No,
but,
absolutely not.
You know, he's got
Cool,
awesome.
though. Shout out to you if you are.
Yeah, he's got an awesome ride.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I think he's got a couple nice old cars, though.
Yeah, he's into the old cars, which is cool. You know, I know we was talking kind of on our way to Rodrun about all these older cars LS swapping, and we was kind of just saying, you know, in the next couple of years, is everybody going to look at these 350 small blocks and big blocks and everything else and be like, wow, I mean, those are cool.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when we was talking about it, like when we was kids, everybody was building, 350s, 383s, stuff like that. But then that dude down there that had that Ford that had a rebuilt, like, flat head in it, he was cool. Like, that's cool. You don't see those anymore. And I'm a firm believer that in the next, 10, 15 years or so, even if it takes that long, these LSs are catching on fast.
Yeah, I mean, we was at the show, and there wasn't but probably 14, 15 cars parked in there when we put it inside.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of them's LS swapped.
I don't know about every one of
Well,
them. But
not the shell beside of us, and not the Corvair.
No, not the
but about
Corvair.
everything else.
But I mean, just riding down the strip.
Yeah,
Like,
LS,
you ride down the strip, and it's,
LS
86 LS, 14,000. And I'm like, dude, I mean, I get it. I completely get it. Like, I've come into a step side recently.
Well, we're gonna get ready and talk about that.
But I've been pricing out rebuilding or swapping. Money wise, yeah, like for what you get out of that LS swap, it makes so much sense. But it's like I told you the other day. I mean, you kind of lose why I love that truck if I LS swap it. Like, and I guess instead of the cruise control and the fuel mileage and everything else, I'll hold on to that little bit of nostalgia instead.
Yeah, you know as well as I do. Really been looking at an LS swapping a Nova, and been talking to Joey about it.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna hold off on it. That's not to say that he's not going to put this thing on fuel injection.
Yeah, but that's a little different.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna hold off on the LS. We'll fuel injection it, and maybe turbo it. I don't know. We'll do something, but I don't think I'm gonna LS it at this time. I got to really thinking about what you said about that. I mean, it's 100% facts.
Do you think that maybe the LS swapping, not just the price is getting easier, but just because that's the way kind of like backyard mechanicing in general is going? A lot of guys nowadays can do more with a laptop than they can with like a 4-barrel. So it's easier for them to just throw an LS in that thing and do their tuning and everything because...
Well, tuning's like super hard, but...
Well, I know tuning's super hard, but like... building a tune is super hard. I can jump on eBay and buy a tuner to plug into it.
Yeah, you can. And honestly, you can have somebody make you a off the shelf map tune, and they can email it to you, and you can
Right, but
flashing on there.
you know yourself, I jump on eBay and buy that 4-barrel. I'm still tweaking on it when it
You're gonna
comes
have
in.
to tweak on it. Yep.
So, I mean, I wonder how much of that contributes to this whole LS movement.
I mean, probably. I'm not against the LS. I think it's, which I got a LS in my truck. I think it's just in the old cars, it's starting to.
The LS in the truck's a whole different ball game for me.
Yeah. The putting them in the old cars, it's starting to. God, it's starting to not be cool anymore because
Everybody's doing it.
everybody's doing it.
Yeah, I mean, 5 years ago when you saw it, that was cool.
Yeah, it's cool shit.
But now, it's went too far in my opinion.
Now, if you're putting like a LSA supercharger, you're taking a LS out of the ZL1 Camaro or the Cadillac CTSVs and stuff like that. I'm still like, okay, that's cool because that's a nasty motor.
You know what? I'll kind of go with you on that, but where I'm at with it, why are you building this car? Are you building it just to be stupid fast?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not building it to be stupid fast, you're not building it to be insanely reliable.
Well, you're going down. Let's just say we was driving down the strip. You're not seeing like LS swapped with LSA supercharger, blah blah blah. You're just getting these damn 5.3s that was in a truck.
Tahoe motors that's been thrown in a 73 something
motor.
Yeah,
it's clapped out, and you're putting them in this street rod or whatever. And I don't know. It's.
Well, I mean,
it's kind of getting overdone.
You know yourself. When I first got that truck, I was thinking hard about LS in it.
Yeah.
But that being said, and here I'll defend myself on this. The reason why I was almost kicking around the idea of building a daily driver. I wanted, I'm not going to jump in and go to Roanoke.
We don't like dependability.
But I wanted something that, if I wanted to just tool around all week, just back and forth to work, to town, to the store, whatever. I'll take that truck. Why not? It's 10 times cooler than the other one I got. Mm-hmm. So I wanted, kind of a daily driver. But after running this truck for a couple of days, I kind of started remembering I don't need that for this thing to be a daily driver. I know how to tune it. I know how to do what I need to do to it. Mm-hmm. And when me and you was talking about it the other day, I don't know, man. I'm digging that nostalgia now.
Yeah, I'm with you. So let's tell everybody what you bought.
I didn't buy nothing.
What did Frankie get?
All right. Well, for the people that don't know, was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. Here's where everybody learns my wife really loves me. I bought my wife a 66 Mustang for our anniversary. She's always wanted a car to redo, do it her way and everything. So I found this thing down in Johnson City. It was by far not a done car, but it was a running, driving car. Just everything that's went on the last year, especially with this that me and him's doing, it just wasn't in the cards right now. I didn't want to start it and get it half tore apart and leave it that way. I've got a cousin. He's had a 81 stepside. One of my first trucks I ever owned was an 81 C10. I loved that truck. I actually know the guy that's got my truck. I've wanted it back, and he's not coming off of it. Mm-mm. And I've offered stupid stuff for that thing, and he will not come off of it. But that being said, it was one of my first trucks, but it was his first truck. Him and his meaning, he's got just as much meaning to it as I do. Mm. But either way, this guy had this stepside. He actually approached me at Madness wanting to make that trade, because that Mustang's one of the things I'd offered to trade for my old truck back. And he was like, "Hey man, I've got an 81 too. What do you think about trading?" And I was like, "Nah man, nothing against you, but Like, I wanted that truck back because that was my truck, not because of what it was. And I keep bumping into him all year long at every show, and every time he's like, you want to trade, you want to trade, you want to trade. And I think we was at the Coles show, and we was standing there talking. He's actually my cousin. But we was standing there talking. I was like, I'm not going to do anything with this Mustang for a while. Like, yeah, let's trade. So we finally worked out a couple of kinks. And last week, wasn't it?
Got the ball done.
Last week, I drove the Mustang to his place, picked up the truck. It needs some stuff. It needs doors. It needs new bed line. The wood in it's pretty much gone. But it's a running, driving car. That's what I've been driving since then. Like, I've really, I've really enjoyed driving that old truck. I forgot how much I hate a 4-speed with Granny Low in it.
But we talked on the way, to Rodrun and on the way back and stuff. That's a heck of a drive to drive straight down and straight back.
Oh, it's only 7 hours.
Yeah. So we had a lot to talk about, but you've got big plans. What you want to try to get accomplished with it. I can't wait to see and help and everything else. What you do to that truck.
Well, we've talked about it before. I was always a restoration guy. I always put it back as close to factory as I could get it. This will actually be the first time that I'm going a lot more in the custom direction. Like, from what we've talked about, there's not been a single thing that I've wanted to put back factory on this truck.
You kind of made my heart kind of a little bit warm when you was talking about possibility of that air ride.
It's definitely a possibility. Like, I don't want to notch the frame and do a body drop and all that, but it's something I've never done.
Get it down pretty low.
Yeah, it's something I've never done. And anybody that knows me, I like taking on that challenge of stuff that I've never done before. So
I'm excited. I can't wait to see what you do.
I'm pretty excited about it, and like I said, it's a good place to start. Of course, I've been said after going to Pigeon Forge this week, financially, it'd make way more sense just drive it down there and sell it.
Take it down there and sell it. I know we looked, about an hour and a half ago at some in Chad's building of mini truck hot rod parts.
Billing of parts he shouldn't have bought.
We looked at some interior colors. We've got enough to do the leather in the truck and do leather and suede.
Yeah.
Some nice tan.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say tan, really brown.
No, it's more of like a light brown and a dark brown deal.
Yeah.
But I'm still kicking around some ideas as far as color wise. Anybody, like, I'm big on theme builds. Like, I like having that built around an idea. So I'm still, that stuff still kind of coming to me of where I want to go with that truck. And man,
we are in a shed.
In case you don't know, that's a cricket also in this shed.
It's cricket somewhere, either outside or in here.
Yeah, I know how to take care of that.
We'll have to find that out.
But yeah, it's gonna be cool. Who knows? Might even get it in the garage this winter and see what we can do with that.
I'm sure we're gonna have some time here coming up that we can tinker around with it in the wintertime.
Might not.
Ain't like we're going to car shows and.
No, we won't be going to many car shows in the middle of December.
We'll get on that, kind of see what we can kind of get going there. But
what else you want to do to the Nova? Like, have you pretty much checked all your boxes? Or?
Checked them. I'm done. I'm financially done. Emotionally done.
Physically
done. I just want to enjoy it. And then, like I say, I might do that fuel injection, get Joey to do that. So,
I've never been one to enjoy a friend's pain. But if I could just have a video of Chad that night when that trunk got shut and that key did not unlatch it. The reason it was such a big deal, here's the thing. Leading up, the reason it was such a big deal, that trunk has the fuel cell in it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
To get in this show, they had to verify that you had less than a half a tank of fuel. So if we would have got down there and could not open the trunk, they wasn't letting him in. Like that was that. You know, you're talking weeks of cleaning, months of odds and ends, air rides and everything else, all led up to a 1 o'clock morning when a key didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I mean, if you could have just been there to see that defeat, it, like, I hated it for him at the time, but now looking back at it, God, it cracks me up.
It don't crack me up at all.
Oh, I know. And then, fast forward, 18 hours roughly. Hit the key. Key don't work again. This time it's a starter. Same exact face comes on him.
That cars did that like every show we take it to. Like, I can be like, hey, Brittany, we got a babysitter tonight. Let's go out. Let's go get some drinks, some food somewhere.
I can't think of a single time you've had trouble like around town.
Never. Nothing. I can say, hey, look, let's take it, 45-minute drive to wherever. Nothing. Everything's fine.
Oh, God, it rides that trailer. It's done.
If we're going to a car show, it does not like getting shown off. And it ain't like something rattles loose or anything else like that. It's just...
Let's see. Mini Nats didn't want to start to come off trailer. Power issue.
Yeah. Power wire. We ended up finding it.
Madness rolled around.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to start.
No, it rattled the wiring.
We ran out of time on that one. We finally just gave up, left it on the trailer that night.
Left it in the trailer at Madness. The wiring harness where it connects to the firewall, it's got the pins in it. It rattled, I guess, the pin tension loose.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, I'll take it home and fix it. I'm not dealing with it here.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly seems like every show that car goes to.
I don't like going to car shows. But, like I say, we'll bring it home.
Yeah.
I'll put that new starter solenoid on it. Brandon, you want to go out wherever? Yeah, fine. I'll take it, go do something, come back, be fine. I'll say, hey, you want to go to this car show? Yeah, we'll load it up. It ain't starting when we get there, I promise you.
I'll
at the house.
Well, you named it Ron Burgundy.
Yeah.
And I guess 60% of the time, it works every time.
That's right. So this weekend, of course, you got Rodrun coming up, 14th through the 16th. Also down there, you got the Smoky Mountain Truck Fest. That's where a lot of your diesels kind of get packed up on the strip at.
God, them things that's a different ball game.
Yeah.
Like, they really should have all that 2 different weeks.
They should. It's in Sevierville, but that's just a hop, skip, and jump from Pigeon Forge, and that's why the strip might or might not
get a little rowdy.
Might get a little rowdy with
I know. I seen a
diesel
TikTok.
smoke.
I seen a TikTok today of something that I had never heard, but it doesn't surprise me. It was one of them diesel trucks, wheel lights, all that, and the guy was like, "Where's the cabin parties at this year? Hit me up." I'm like, is that a thing? Like, are we doing cabin parties, kind of like old frat house parties? Like,
is that what's happening?
I guess. Like, that'd be my assumption. I'm too old to be in that game anymore, man. They don't invite me to that cookout anymore.
Bet.
Yeah.
Bussin'.
You capping, bruh.
So, you got those 2 events going on down there. If you're more local, this weekend you got Cool Cruise Nights on Saturday. Why are you looking at me?
I'm just...
You got to come down because
well, because you're the only person sitting here.
You ain't going to Cool Cruise Nights, but you got to help me push Nova onto a bunch of
That's right. The one time that I thought I was gonna make it to a Cool Cruise Nights, and he's like, "Nope."
Nope. You can make it in October. So yeah, you got Cool Cruise Nights happening on Saturday. That's on Mercer Street, and then they're having a show Saturday in Withville. It's the SWVA Motorsports Car Show from 3 to 7 at Tractor Supply. They're doing a top 3 trophy and kind of
Top
the best
three.
top three trophies on the best show. So
I've never been to that. Is it a decent turnout, or are we only doing top 3 because there's like 15 to 20 people show up?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it. I seen it on
What day is
Cruising
it?
Southwest Virginia. It's this Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So
I think we get a Sunday show from time to time.
I don't know.
Like, I get it, church and all, but I mean, still.
Nobody wants to do a Sunday show. I swear, I think Sunday shows do great.
Well, the thing about it is, the reason they do, there's zero competition.
I mean, really. So something we're going to start hopefully next week. We're going to have some guests making their way onto the shows here and there. Hopefully,
Yeah, it's not going to be an every week thing.
I wouldn't even say hopefully because it's going to happen next week. We're going to have Joey Begley of 304 Customs come and shedding some light on some drag racing topics.
Yeah, anybody that don't know Joey, like, he is a speed guy.
Yes.
And, I mean, he is good. Like, he's flat out good. So, I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be a good time. I like to pick his brain about a lot of stuff. You know, we've done a lot of LS swap talk. That's the man that he does it in his sleep. So
He does, and he's also he's really great on Fords as well, as far as tuning and stuff goes. So I think his heart's more on the Chevy side, since me and him has a step-side truck.
Oh yeah,
We're twinning.
Yep.
But yeah, he's going to be joining the show, and you know, every now and then, maybe once a month, something.
Like to have somebody on.
Somebody, and
Be nice to have somebody to talk to other than you from time to time.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah. So we'll have him on next week. We'll just talk about some drag racing topics and
and as far as YouTube channel goes, we're going to try to start putting out a couple videos other than just podcasts from time to time. I'm not even going to try to say it's going to be a once a week or once every 2 weeks or anything like that. It'll just be when something comes up that we had a good time doing, that we happen to be doing some filming, we'll throw something together. Yep. If it goes into something more than that, is what it is. But for now, I mean, we keep going to all this stuff. We keep talking about all this stuff. It'd be nice if y'all could kind of see what we're talking about. So
yeah, we've I know you recorded a video on the way down.
Yeah, we done a little bit yesterday, just kind of get our feet wet with it, see how it goes. So we'll probably throw something like that out in the next couple of days and just see what sticks to the wall. But
yep.
As far as this week goes, that's about all I got. What about you?
That's all I got. It's about my bedtime because I got to get up early in the morning and take my happy ass all the way to Pigeon Forge once again. So
like I ain't gonna have to make that trip too.
Yeah, you're going to. I'm making Frankie go.
I got a couple things I got to take care of over the next couple of days. Somebody got to make some money around here. But nah.
Yeah.
I've got a few loose ends I've got to tie up through the week. I'm gonna try to get down Saturday at least.
Check out the show. That's the big show day, anyways.
It is.
That's when they do trophies and everything. So.
Last thing I need is to be down there for a couple of days with temptation lingering. So it's better off I just show up Saturday and take my ass home.
Yep. But yeah, stay tuned. Definitely follow us on our Facebook page. Go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube page.
Yep.
Where you can stay up to date with all these other videos and stuff. And we'll see you next week with Joey Bagley. Thank you, guys.
Take it easy.